jerking off to grandmas on porn, fuck, jerking off to grandmas on Cornhub, staying at bed until like 10 a.m., doom scrolling, switching apps from TikTok to Instagram then to YouTube, doing all these unproductive habits, then binge eating, ordering some food through Uber Eats or whatever, are all symptoms. Are all only symptoms of a way bigger, way more underlying issue. And that issue is poor mental health. You see, 3 years ago, back when I first hopped on self improvement and I wanted to quit all these bad habits. So back then I was a, skinny guy who jacked off like 2 times per day before he got up. Like, that's fucking insane. Like, because on weekends when my family wasn't at home, what I would do is I would wake up at like 8 a.m., right? I would just instantly grab my phone, open up the apps, the corn hub, the other corn site, and I would fap. Then I would switch apps to some Clash Royale game. I would play this game still in the bed, still dirty, like cum was all over me. And then I fapped again. And only then after I woken up, after I got up at like 10 a.m., 2 hours after I initially woke up, only then I went to the shower and brushed my teeth. So that's how messed up I was at the point, right? And you've experienced this as well, haven't you? So if you got me, if you understand this problem, this pain that you have right now, and the pain that I had 3 years ago, well then, at the time when I wanted to quit all these bad habits, nobody talked about poor mental health. Like, I saw and I heard almost nobody talking about how all these bad habits are only symptoms of a poor mental health. And that's why I only figured out later, later on my journey, when I first, hopped on meditating, when I first, started to read books, first that I, only when I started journaling and talking to my family, the first thing that I noticed was my mental health improved a lot. So if you don't trust me, well, you see, I was this depressed person. Trust me or not, I was depressed as fuck when I was 16, like 15, 16, even 17, I believe. I was still, somewhat depressed. And let me tell you a story real quick. So when I was about 15 or 6, yeah, 15, yeah. Well, a crazy thing happened to me, right? So I met, I found a nice girl, like pretty looking girl on Instagram, and she had like somewhat, near 100 followers, and so I thought it's legit, right? So she texted me first. This is like the weird thing, and I replied. So we then, go on to text some more, and I really like her because she's so cute at the time. Like, I was in love, I think. That's cringe to say, but yeah, like, she was that cute that I fall in love just because of the images of her, the pictures, and because of the way she was texting me. And no cap, she was raising me up. And once I felt this, I was, yeah, as I said, like, I was in love. I had some butterflies going on, and I felt something towards this, girl. Until one day she posted a TikTok, right? And she removed the watermarks, right? But then, the last minute, the last second of the TikTok, it showed her name, right? And my friend, which I talked about at this point, which I like met with, and we talked about things, well, I mentioned him that there was a girl I liked, and we, met on Instagram. And when he saw the story, when he saw the TikTok, he immediately, texted me and said, "Hey, it's fake." And he sent me the TikTok profile of a famous TikToker, of a famous TikTok girl, and that's what actually she was. So, like, she used the images, the videos, the things from another person. So, like, she was essentially just impersonating someone else. And when I found out that someone was lying like this to me, well, I felt fucking broken. Like, at the moment, my heart was fucking broke, and I felt pain. And so what I did that evening, once I got to know it, I grabbed my running shoes on and I went running. Like it was, I believe, at 10 p.m. My parents, wouldn't let me out, so I sneaked out of my room, out of my house, and I went running. And they were calling me multiple times, like, "Where are you? What happened?" And I was crying like a little bitch. I was crying like this. And you see, I get you. I get you how depression can ruin your days, your life. I once remember how I was, just sitting on a chair and I wanted to, I believe I wanted to change the channel on my TV, but I had so big anxiety, like so, I was so lazy that I didn't even want to like go and grab the remote control. So I just sat there and stared at the wall for 15 minutes. Yeah, that's messed up, isn't it? And if you have depression, if you feel depressed all days, if you feel sad, if you feel heartbroken, if you feel like just lazy and so on, if you feel like you're not moving anywhere in your life, well, that's a big sign that you have depression, right? And let me tell you one thing right off. So, all these things like depression, anxiety, sadness can be actually cured in 2 weeks. Hear me out. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychotherapist, but I see so many young guys, like especially girls at my age or even older, younger, being prescribed antidepressants. But what I saw is that most of the people that get these drugs to cure their depression are like literally the guys that are drinking, that are smoking, they're doing all these bad habits, right? And so I saw this pattern of antidepressants being prescribed to wrong people. Because these people that use these drugs, they don't actually end up curing their depression. Because once they get off the drug, they still feel depression. Because most of the time, again, the drugs, the prescription, the antidepressants won't fix the issue that's below the band-aid, right? Because think of antidepressant as a band-aid, as a band-aid plaster, right? That you put on your wound when you get hurt. The plaster will hide the wound, but won't actually heal it. So that's how these drugs work, essentially. And on the contrary, what method I used to actually cure my depression, to cure my anxiety, to cure my sadness was that first off, I actually I explored fitness page on my TikTok. So the first thing that helped me and will help you in your journey to get over depression is going to the gym. For a young 15-year-old at the time, gym was my purpose. Like I became so obsessed with getting bigger because as I've said I was a skinny person, as you can see right here. And going to the gym gave me a feeling of hope that I could change, that I could get, more respect, that I could, get more girls, that I could be more attractive, that I could, get more confidence. And actually I got all these things by going to the gym. So gym has become my purpose back then, and it actually saved me from my suicidal thoughts. Because, yeah, I forgot to say that I had, like, that's crazy to say, but at age 15, I had some suicidal thoughts. And I grew up in a healthy family. Like, there was nothing wrong with my family environment. I grew up in a normal, non-toxic family environment, and still I had suicidal thoughts. Still I had depression. And yeah, by then I was playing video games all day. All day I was playing video games. I was jerking off to corn, as I said, to grandmas, to literally grandmas. Not kidding you here. I literally watched grandmas having sex on corn, not Cornhub. That's how messed up my brain was. And I was, just doing this multiple times per day. And then I would, binge eat some frozen pizzas, some processed foods, and so all messed up. I was a great example, like a guy who you don't want to become, right? Skinny, doesn't get girls, jerks off to grandma, eats processed foods, isn't, confident with himself and so on. Yeah, to be honest, it literally took me less than 3 weeks, about 2 weeks, to go from a depressed person to person who had meaning, who had purpose in his life, who just forgot about depression. And in this video, I'll give you a kind of like full guide on how I cured my depression, how I got out of this vicious cycle of having, depression, anxiety, sadness, and so on. Yeah. So the first tip that actually gave me purpose was going to the gym. If you still haven't started your transformation journey from being a fat fuck or skinny cunt or skinny fat person to completely jacked individual, well then it's still not late for you. You can start right now. So today I want you to go on YouTube. Like if you're at home, then go on do at least 10 push-ups. Actually, yeah guys, let's do 10 push-ups right now with me together, because it will help you a lot. So yeah, prepare, go on your floor right fucking now. I want you to go on your floor and do push-ups with me. If you won't do it, you're a pussy. Okay, let's do it. I hope you can see it, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And if you haven't done the push-ups, you're a fucking pussy. Click on this video right now. And for those who've done the push-ups, you're G. I'm proud of you. Okay, so the gym became a purpose, as I said. Let me catch my breath. Fuck, 20 push-ups and my breath is out of my control. How many days, how many weeks or months has it been that you actually went outside for a walk, for a hike to your forest near you? How many days has it been that you saw the sun? Because if you're depressed, you definitely most likely don't go outside. Because actually sun could heal your depression. That's the next advice. Yeah, next tip is go on to a healthy diet. So cut out all the processed foods, cut out the McDonald's, the seed oils, linked here. Avoid these things. And you will see a great progression in your diet, in your health as well. Because what I believe is that, once you start improving your diet, your hormones will improve as well. Like you will improve your serotonin levels, your dopamine levels, your testosterone as well. And that will contribute to your better mental health. Okay, the next one is a good sleep. So as I said earlier, also good sleep actually improves your hormones. So getting at least 8 or 9 hours of sleep. So a lot of people, mess this up because they think that if they spend 9 hours in their bed, they sleep 9 hours. No. If you want to get 9 hours of pure sleep, well, then you need to spend at least an hour longer at your bed. So your bedtime, the time you spend at the bed, going to bed and waking up should be 1 hour longer. So it should need to be at least 10 hours spent in the bed. Moving on, the next thing which I would recommend you to do is to start a gratitude journal. So what I do is I have my journal right here, and what you should do is every single day before, after waking up, the first thing, or what I do, the last thing in my days, right before going to bed, I write 3 bullet points on which things, like on 3 things that I'm genuinely grateful to this day. So for example, it's in my mother language, but I've written something like this. I'm grateful for my friend Samuel because he pushed me at the gym. Then I'm grateful for the sun because the sun provided me with vitamin D and energy to fuel my days, essentially. Or I'm grateful for my dad because he, allowed me, or he bought me groceries, right? So every single day, write down at least 3 bullet points like this that I've mentioned, and you'll start to feel more happiness. And why? You see, because once you start to show gratitude towards things, towards the small things around you, you will inevitably increase your happiness level as well, because on one side of the coin there's happiness, but if you turn around the coin, there's actually gratitude. And improving your ability to show gratitude towards things, towards people around you, will increase your happiness levels immensely. Okay, that's all for me. It was fucking bad video because I stuttered like 3 times or even more, like 10 times, haven't I? So if you watch this, even though you heard my stuttering, even though you heard my, you know, errors in English, well then you're a G, and I'm grateful for you watching this, and it will sure help you as well. So go on and now take the action, because if you watch this whole video, well then it's not the video itself that will help you to get, to cure you out of the depression. It's your actions. So you need to actually do those things, do the advice that I've mentioned. Go to nature, go to the gym, uh, pick up this journaling thing. Then what else? Yeah, have a good sleep, have a good diet, improve your diet, and that will actually, these all actions will contribute to better mental health. Yeah. So if you liked, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. You could subscribe to the channel. It feels still cringe to ask for this, like, hey guys, please give me likes, give me, thumbs up, subscribe for the channel, and nah, it feels cringe. But you could do it if you want to learn more from me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.